Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, family. Welcome to Motivational Moment in the morning. I am Porshea Wilkins.
And I'm Jarrod Wilkins.
Excited to be with you all on today. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time for 20 minutes of power and inspiration to help you start your day off on time and on top.
On top, before we even get started today, listen, all of our VIPs, our Vision Impact Partners, today is going to be a phenomenal topic. I need for you to partner with us, not eventually, but immediately. I need you to share this message right now. I need you to click on the share button, start getting it out. Let's start flooding the timelines. Let's start flooding the groups. Let's get this message out today. We want to get to 100 shares. Why, Jarrod? Because we want hundreds of thousands of people to hear this one. It is going to be that important, that powerful, and that impactful. And so we're excited about that. I need you to do that for me. Please start. Come on, ma'am. Please share the message. Sir, when you going to hit share? Don't be scared of them. Hit share on the message. Good morning, everybody.
Hello. Like the When Dreams Collide page on Facebook. Join the When Dreams Collide group as well. That's where all the VIPs, the Vision Impact Partners are. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at When Dreams Collide. We are also on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, and on our website, whendreamscollide.com. Head on over there, subscribe as well. You can watch Motivational Moment in the morning on demand. So you can get your moment when and where you want it.
We're everywhere at all times, so we definitely want to connect with you in all or on all of these platforms, whichever one you use the most, whichever one the people you're connected to use the most. Make sure that you direct them there so they can get this transferable truths and the insight that's being shared on all of these broadcasts.
Absolutely. So also, if you are live, press live.
Yes.
If you're watching the replay, plus replay. Let us know what city, state, country you're chiming in from. Put your country flag on there. Only a couple people did it yesterday. I want to see a lot of flags.
Flags. If you're in the USA, put the USA flag on there. If you got iPhone, just write USA. You'll see the flag pop up. Boom, put it on there.
America.
If you're in Jamaica, put the Jamaica flag on there.
Man.
If you're in Trinidad, put the Trinidad flag up there. If you're in Australia, put that Australian flag on there. If you're in Nigeria, come on somebody, put the Nigerian flag on there. If you're in Hearn, Texas, put the USA flag on there. So anyway, we're excited. Also, be sure to start sharing this message. Come on, y'all. I need you to partner with us. We want to get to 100 shares. 100 shares today. You are one of the 100. Don't hold us back. Go ahead and push us forward. Let's share the message. Don't hold it to yourself. If you've been inspired by any one of these topics that we've covered, any one of the messages that have been shared, I need you to share this information with people. Thank you so much, ma'am. I see you sharing. Thank you, sir. I see you sharing. Thank you so much. Come on, sir. Come on, ma'am. Let's share the message. This morning's topic, I'm telling you, I woke up with such a burning in my belly about this particular topic because I know it's going to resonate with so many of you and many of those of you that it's connected to. I mean, this we've been really dealing with this over the last 24 hours in terms of the conversation. And last night, it came to a crux, it came to a head, and I'm so ready. We're pregnant with a pause to deliver this to you. So make sure you're sharing the message. Also, make sure you write live. If you're on here live, let us know that you're live. We'd love to communicate with you throughout this particular broadcast. If you are watching the replay, please put replay in there. Let us know what city, state, country you're coming in or broadcasting from, because you're going to be really assisting us when it comes to the travel schedule we're putting together. And man, it's there are a lot of places we're going to be getting to.
I know, I can't
in
wait.
2019. It's very exciting. This
Especially
year alone,
when there's some water.
Yeah, this year alone, we've been to several different countries, and 2019, we're going to double, if not triple, the amount of countries we visit, because now we're starting to see we've got friends and families all over. Yeah, starting next month.
Yeah.
It's going to be phenomenal. So make sure you're please putting that flag in the comments. Let us know if you're live. Let us know if you're watching the replay.
Norway!
Put that. Okay, we got the Norwegian
Norway
flag.
or Nebraska. All right, Norway. We see ya.
From Canada to California. Put the flag in there. We're ready to get started.
Let's go ahead, rock and roll.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, kings and queens. Good morning, world changers. Good morning, vision carriers. Good morning, students of excellence. Good morning, family. Good morning, VIPs, Vision Impact Partners. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm excited about your future. Yes, did you hear me this morning? I said I'm excited about your future. That's why I want to talk to you from a thought this morning. I'm being restored. I'm being restored. Please share this message. This is for those of us that have been through a season of loss.
Wow.
Yeah. Would you write this down, please? Loss is the seed for restoration. Loss is always the seed for restoration. When you go through many of the stories that impact, influence, and inspire you, they are always peppered with experiences of people that have lost something. See, what you do not protect, you do not value. And oftentimes what many of us think is when we are going through, or when we have, or when we are, especially when we are going through seasons of loss, we actually think we're being punished.
I know.
You're not being punished, you're being propelled.
That's good.
You're being propelled from a place of loss into a place of restoration. But there can be no restoration without a season of loss. If you look at it, oftentimes what happens is we look at loss as if we are wrong. Maybe God is punishing me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I don't have enough courage. Maybe I'm too fearful. Maybe this and maybe that. And we're speaking and thinking from a position of weakness and lack versus that of strength and courage, because we have to then find reasons for why things are why things are leaving, and it feels like we're losing. I have never seen a championship team that hasn't taken a loss. I've never seen a championship team that has gone back to back without having seasons of lack, seasons of loss. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite stories to reflect on is that of Job. When Job had all of these things, he had all the stuff that you could imagine, and he wasn't given these things, he worked for them.
Right.
He went out there and paid the price for them. I mean, he went and sacrificed for them, and he had the homes, he had the cattle, he had the beautiful family, and not because he did anything wrong, he went through a season where God allowed Satan to take those things away from him, not because he lied to anybody, not because he stole from anyone, not because he manipulated people, but because he was doing right. And as the story goes, the enemy tells God, listen, the only reason why Job is loyal to you is because you've allowed him to have such a fulfilling life. The only reason why Job is loyal to you is because he has all this stuff. The only reason why Job is loyal to you because you gave him a fulfilling marriage. Baby, you can't counsel nobody on marriage until you've almost lost yours.
Ooh, wait, that's good.
You cannot counsel, convince, or speak into anybody's life about anything you have not lost or felt like you were losing. Because you can't understand their perspective. And away with you saints that always want to throw scriptures at people and you ain't listening to them. You haven't been through what they've been through. You haven't experienced what they've experienced. So you're just talking. You ain't walking. And so God says, okay, I like the offer you've given. You can take all the stuff. You can take all the stuff that Job has, but you cannot touch his life. You can't take his life. You take everything, but you can't take his life. And here's what happens in a season of loss. In a season of loss, you're tested in different areas. You're tested, listen, in the area of finances. Yeah, that money, you start losing money.
You're tight.
Yeah, things are tight. And they're right. Things are tight. I mean, your deals are not closing. Maybe you go through and experience a layoff. Maybe you're wrongfully terminated. And I've been there. I've been through layoffs. I've been wrongfully terminated. Maybe the business starts to implode. We've been through that. Maybe things start to fall apart. And I've learned, ladies and gentlemen, oftentimes when good things are falling apart, it's really so great things can fall into place.
That's so true.
So you experience loss in your finances. You experience loss in your friendships, relationships. People that you've been ace boon coon with. They've been down or you've been down for them, and now you found out, oh, you up on them now. The same people, listen to me, that celebrated you in one season oftentimes will be the same ones that sabotage you in the next. There's nothing like a dose of reality to a friendship when somebody decides to step out and move on and the other friend doesn't have the courage to change. We begin to grow apart, and so you become tested in friendship. See, your friendships, your relationships are tested not when you're at the peak, not when you're at the top. Your friendships are tested when you're in the valley.
That's right.
When the friend has the leverage, when the friend has the upper hand, how are you going to use your leverage? How do they use their upper hand in the relationship? Do they use it for you or do they use it against you? I begin to see who I can count on and who I need to count out during the season of loss. So you're tested in your finances, you're tested in your relationships, which includes friends and family and those connected to you, and then you're tested, watch this, in your fitness, your body, your health. You start going and have to have surgeries, and you're like, oh my gosh, Job is on his deathbed. I mean, there's nothing like being attacked in your body. All of a sudden, you were working out 4 or 5 days a week. All of a sudden, things were going right, and then now you can't get out the bed, or man, you can't get rid of this cold, or man, it seems like this thing is trying to take you out and pull you down. You're tested in your body. Oh, you may have to lose some sleep. You may have to lose something. But here's the beautiful thing about loss. It's the seed for restoration.
That's right.
God allowed the enemy to remove and let Job lose so much because he said, I'm willing to test him. See, a faith that has not been tested is one that cannot be trusted. A man that has not been tested is a man that cannot be trusted. He says, I'm willing to let him go through the test because it is the test that proves I'm ready to pass. It's the test that proves you're ready to pass. If you don't pass the test, you repeat the class. And so many of us are repeating the classes of loss because we won't hold firm to our convictions. There are things that I will not compromise on no matter what's in the account. There are things that I won't compromise on no matter who's leaving. There are things that I won't compromise on no matter what I'm going through physically in my body because I'm willing to pass the test. I'm being restored. And this is a message for those of us that have gone through and experienced these seasons or this season of loss. He will restore you. He will restore you just like he restored Job. You know, it got to the crux in the story where even Job's wife told him, Job, curse God and die. I mean, it could get so dark in the season of loss where we've got to literally pump sunshine into you. It starts showing on your face. I mean, you start wearing the stress of it all. It's gnawing at you. You're dealing with it. You don't look the same. You don't sound the same. You don't feel the same. The things that would normally happen on a daily basis, they normally happen. We can't even recognize you through the season of loss, and it can become so bad where the people connected to you say, baby, forget the business, go get a job. The people connected to you say, forget that relationship. I know they're fake and phony, but at least they're there. You can get to the place where you say, I know I can't trust him. I know she doesn't mean well for me, but man, I don't want to be lonely through this season of loss. I'll hold on to plastic, phony people, even though I know iron sharpens iron. I don't have any iron around me, but having something plastic next to me is better than having nothing at all. And you begin to compromise on this because you have a fear of being alone, and maybe you have somebody in your ear saying, curse God and die.
Wow.
And Job, because of his conviction,
Yes.
because of his trust, because of his belief, says, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Meaning, let me contemporize the text. Meaning, in spite of whatever I lose,
Right.
I'm willing to die in a season of loss than to compromise for a season of gain. Mm-hmm. I will not compromise my integrity. I will not compromise my soul for a temporary win.
That's good.
And just like that, when he had gone through the testing period, he started to get double for everything he lost. Can I say this to you before we pass the mic? You're about to get double. Double for your shame, double for the setback, double for the lies, double for the castigation, double for the ostracizing, double for the pit experience, double for the removal, double for the sabotage, double for the temptation, double for the trouble, double for everything you've had to lose, not because you did wrong, but because you stood for what's right. You're about to get double, and you ought to declare right where you are. You ought to post right where you are. You ought to comment right where you are. I am being restored.
That's powerful. Listen, you have what you say.
Yes.
You have what you say. When you look up the word restoration in the dictionary, this is what it says. The action of returning something to a former owner, place, or condition. The process of repairing or renovating a building, work of art, vehicle, or you. Okay, that applies to us. So as to restore it to its original condition. The reinstatement of a previous practice, right, custom, or situation. So you got restoration, you got reinstatement, you have repairing, returning. That means it's all coming back.
Yes.
Everything that you lost is coming back. And then the Bible tells us in Isaiah 61:7, instead of your shame, you shall have double honor.
Wow.
And instead of confusion, they shall rejoice in their portion. And so, therefore, in their land, they shall possess double, and everlasting joy shall be theirs.
Wow.
So there's everlasting joy in your future. There's when you lose something. I'm not talking about something that you invested and you waiting on the return. That's different. That's an investment. But when something is wrongfully taken from you,
wow.
When you lose something, that is a sign that double is coming.
That's right.
But there is also a season of waiting for that to come. Whereas in that season, based on where you are mentally and emotionally and the nature of the loss, you are weak.
Yeah.
And you are vulnerable.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, you are prime picking for the enemy.
Oh my gosh.
The enemy in the spirit uses people in the natural. You'll have people in your ear telling you, negative things about what you lost because, they haven't been there, so they don't understand what it's like to lose that particular thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of pain. You talk to people who have lost children. I can't relate to that pain. I don't know, because thank God we have our daughter still. So, that's a different kind of pain. Or even those who have lost their parents. I still have both of mine. So I don't know the extent of that pain.
Right.
So I don't have anything to say in regards to that other than, I pray that God comforts you.
Yeah.
But there are people who party. When you are in pain, who rejoice, who are excited
That's true.
about your setback.
Yes.
And you got to pay attention to how people act and react when you're going through something.
Yeah.
So many times we have people that say they're for us.
Yeah.
But as soon as we go through something, they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I like to look at that in two different ways. Sometimes those people, they're not equipped to handle it.
Sure.
They don't know what to say.
Right.
And so out of their own immaturity, they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't charge it to their head, not their heart.
Yeah.
But then there are some people like, oh, I can't get what I used to get. I got to go. Those people, you got to just leave them right way on over there where they are.
Yeah.
But those kind of people aren't a loss.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That's a blessing.
That is true.
That's a blessing when those kind of people are exposed into your life. Because here's the deal. During that time where you've lost something and you're waiting to be restored, the enemy gets very busy. There's isolation that kicks in. And here's the deal. The enemy only has the power of suggestion.
Right.
That little thing you heard in your ear telling you you're not good enough, you're too this, you're too that, you're not capable, nobody loves you, your life isn't worth living. I mean, recently there was a pastor who committed suicide.
Right.
And the Sunday before, I believe it was the Sunday before, but I know there was a sermon the week or so before he committed suicide, he preached on depression.
Wow. Wow.
And that's what he did. It was a cry for help.
Yeah.
And so many times, a lot of us, especially those of us in leadership positions and stuff, you put on because you want to support and uplift the people, but a lot of times you're hurting yourself.
That's right.
Because you've experienced so much loss.
Right.
And so you don't know how to reach out to people. You don't know how to raise your voice.
Right.
That waiting period before your restoration for you is too long. You're like, Lord, I need it to happen yesterday.
Right.
Why is it taking so long? So you never know where a person is in their process and in their journey. So you got to pay close attention to that. But for those of you who are in that place, I want you to be encouraged.
Yeah.
Because, like he said, loss is the seed for restoration.
It
so
is.
if you have, that's the word, that's the principle. Principles are laws. They're not subject to emotion or condition. It doesn't matter how you feel about gravity. You jump off a building, baby girl, baby boy, you're going to hit the ground.
Definitely.
You understand? You can't fight gravity. I don't care how many degrees you have, how much money you have, what kind of house you live in, what kind of car you drive, who you connected to. None of that matters. Gravity is what it is. You cannot fight it. And so there are certain things that you're going to have to learn to work your way through.
Yeah.
And so principles are there to help guide you through that.
Yes.
So what we're telling you about loss being a seed for restoration, that is a principle. That is a law. It doesn't matter how the enemy feels about that. When he takes from you, God is going to make sure that you get double from what he took.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You was talking about Job.
Yep.
The thing about Job is Job also had to participate in that process. You can't just sit idle and just sulk in your depression. You're going to have to do something.
That's right.
The Bible says in Job 42:10 that the Lord restored the fortunes of Job when he prayed for his friends.
Wow.
And the Lord gave him twice as much as he had before. When he prayed for his friends. The people that talked about him. The people that told him, you crazy. I don't know if you know what you're doing.
Right.
What's going on. Those people. See, that's a true test of character right there. Can you speak? Can you pray for the people who participated in your loss? Because that's a key component to the formula of your restoration.
Very much so.
And that's the hardest thing for us to do.
Yeah.
It's the hard thing for you to think highly and speak positively of your oppressor.
Yeah.
Because of the oppression and the pain from it.
Yes.
But I want you to understand something. God is with you no matter what.
No matter what.
Jeremiah 30:17 tells us, "For I will restore health to you, and I will heal you of your wounds."
Wow.
Because they called you an outcast, saying, "This is Zion. No one seeks her," because they talked about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They talked about her business failed. She don't know what she's doing. She not a real entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He cheated, so the marriage ended. He don't
Right.
know anything about being a man or
Right.
a husband. But he will restore all of those things.
Definitely.
You have to be. I know it's difficult to be excited when opposition shows up, but I get excited.
Yeah.
Like my husband will tell you, if somebody is attacking us and our character and our business or whatever, I get excited.
Yeah.
Because that means, here's the deal. An attack is proof that the enemy is confident in your ability to succeed.
Yep.
An attack is proof that the enemy is confident in your ability to succeed.
Yep.
So I know that if my enemy is confident in my ability to succeed, then that means I got a tremendous amount of influence.
That's right.
I got a tremendous amount of power.
Yeah.
And I got a lot working in my favor because they are fighting it to try and stop it.
Yeah.
People don't try to stop things that they're not insecure about.
Very much so.
And so as a result, you got to get excited because whatever those people take from you out of their own insecurity and immaturity, that means that God is bringing double to you.
Yeah.
So I get excited. I rejoice.
Yeah.
The Bible says don't call it strange when you fall into trials and tribulations, when things begin to. It's not strange. That's the trick of the enemy. Same old trick. Same dog, different day.
Yep.
Same old trick. Nothing has changed. So just find some kind of peace. Live in your future. Think about what's getting ready to come. Think about everything that they took, and think about having double of that.
Yeah.
So if the money that they stole from the business account was $2,500, $5,000 is coming.
That's right. That's right.
You understand? If the if the contract, if they manipulated the contract and took something from you, double is coming.
Double is coming.
There's double coming to you, ladies and gentlemen. So you got to get excited about that. 1 Peter, and I'll turn this to my husband. 1 Peter 5:10 says, after you have suffered for a little while. You lost.
Yeah.
You got to wait
before
you get double in restoration. It's that waiting, it's the suffering. After you have suffered for a little while, the God of all grace, who imparts his blessing and favor, who called you to his own eternal glory in Christ, will himself complete, confirm, strengthen, and establish you, making what you ought to be.
Oh, that's a word right there.
After you have suffered a little while. So suffering is necessary for you to get to the next season. After you have suffered for a little while, the God of grace, who imparts his blessings and favor, who called you out of his own eternal glory in Christ, will himself complete, confirm, strengthen you, and establish you, making you what you ought to be.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but I'm being restored.
You cannot become who you ought to be until you've suffered, listen to the text, a little while. Why, Jarrod? I've never seen the righteous forsaken.
Listen.
Nor his seed begging for bread. If I've got to beg for it, it ain't from him. God bless you. God bless your families. And God most certainly bless your dreams. Go share this message with someone and tell them I'm being restored.
Amen. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on today. Make sure you like the page, When Dreams Collide. Join the group as well. Follow us on Instagram, When Dreams Collide. You can get this moment audio version when you want it on SoundCloud, iTunes as well. The video is also going to be on YouTube as well as our website for Motivational Moment on demand, where you can visit whendreamscollide.com. Subscribe while you're there, guys, to stay connected. We got some exciting things that we're going to be continuing to do. We just had our Purpose Masterclass this week. It was powerful. We're still getting feedback on that. So there's just so much more to come, and we appreciate you guys joining us every day. Thank you for sharing, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Go share this message with someone you care about. Thanks so much.
Love you guys. God bless.